Hey guys, Johnny Crims 2000 here, and welcome back to Let's Play Spider-Man for the Sega Dreamcast. And lo and behold, we have the Amazing Bagman. The Amazing Bagman is actually one of my favorite costumes, but unfortunately suffers the same kind of setback that the Peter Parker and the Quick Change Spidey costume has. As you guys can see over there in the top left of your screen, it is limited to how many web cartridges you can carry. You can only carry 2 web cartridges, so it makes for a very tough game later on, getting towards the later levels. Now, not a lot of people know where this costume comes from. It actually comes from way back in the day in the Amazing Spider-Man number 258. And what happens is that after finding out that the black symbiote costume is evil, symbiotes and all that jazz, Peter Parker, takes off his costume, but of course he can't just, go around being Spider-Man without a costume, so he actually goes to the Fantastic Four and he gets the Human Torch to try to help him out. So he gives them a spare Fantastic Four uniform that they have lying around, and he gives it to Peter Parker to kind of use as a costume. And he uses a plain paper bag with holes as a mask. And I think at the end of it, I think the Human Torch actually sticks a "kick me" sign to the back of the costume without Peter knowing. So that's the white part that you see in the back of his costume. And my god, I completely missed that. So, yeah, I actually really like this costume. I think it's very comical. I think it's very awesome. And, a small little reference there to a very obscure part of, very strange part of Spider-Man's history there, being a part of the Fantastic Four in a way.
Big safe.
So in this part of the level, we have a big safe. And what you're supposed to do, what I'm going to show off eventually, is that you have these, goons here that have a bomb, and you have to take them out before they kill these hostages here. And of course, you have a timer, as with any good bomb plot. And you have to take out the villains here before they take out the hostages. But now you have to take care of the bomb. So what I did before I actually even entered this room was I opened the other room, and Peter gave you kind of like a very blatant hint. He says we need to put this in a safe place, emphasizing safe. So basically what you have to do is you got to carry this big old boxy looking bomb, and you have to throw it inside of that big safe there with all the gold. I feel kind of bad. And after that, you just have to shut the door. And that's the end of the mission. That's the end of the level. But of course, we got a good view here of there it is, the Amazing Bagman. So now we go on to the second chapter. And there we go, and we got a nice little movie.
Jonah, I have shot to the bank robbery.
Parker, shut up and dial 911. Scorpion's here, and you have to...
Uh-oh, Spidey. Scorpions had it out for old J. Jonah Jameson from day one, blaming Jameson for being stuck in his scorpion suit. Spidey had better get there quickly, or JJJ may end up in the obituaries of his own paper.
Alright, so now we have to go all the way across the city here to the Daily Bugle before the Scorpion gets to J. Jonah Jameson. Now, one interesting thing there is that you actually saw a nice little cameo by the Ghost Rider. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this is just for the Dreamcast version, but usually the way that you have to that you're able to see that little cameo, is to play a mode known as What If mode. Now, What If mode is available only for the Sega Dreamcast and the PlayStation. And basically what it does is that it adds new audio to, new audio soundtracks and things like that. And it also adds little things. So for example, as you guys saw there, Ghost Rider appears where he normally wouldn't. Somehow he did here. Like I said, I think it's because this may be the Dreamcast version. I don't know. Usually he doesn't appear unless you play What If mode. Another example is that at the second level where we can visit the Fantastic Four building, the Baxter building, you can actually get a chance to see Johnny Storm, and Johnny Storm appears there, and he just tells you that the Fantastic Four is fighting the Mole Man, sorry. So anyway, here we are introduced to a new suit. It looks very similar to the classic one, but it is different. It is the Ben Reilly Spider-Man suit, sometimes called Spider-Ben. Another suit that was from the Clone Saga. This was worn by Ben Reilly, who thought he was the real Spider-Man, but actually was the clone of Peter Parker. It's not that different, honestly, but like this one and the next one that I'm about to show off later on, they're probably two of my most favorite ones, like just by looks alone. I don't know why. This one just looks very sleek, and it actually reminds me of the suit that came out from The Amazing Spider-Man, the movie. I always thought it was really neat. So anyway, we are here right next to the Daily Bugle, as you guys see over there. All we have to do is swing towards it, get some life before that, and we will be fighting the Scorpion.
Listen, Gargan, it's a new millennium. Lots of high-tech. There may be some way we can get you out of that suit.
You put me in this suit. Now I'm going to make you pay.
Get over it, Gargan.
You ruined my life, so now I'll end yours.
Leave him alone, Chuckles.
Butt out, webhead. Spider-Man? I asked for the police, and I get this?
Alright, so now we're facing off against the Scorpion, and as you guys can see here, I am sporting a new suit. First things first though, Scorpion is our first real villain. Everybody knows the Scorpion, right? He's the guy who J. Jonah Jameson forced to go into like that Scorpion suit of his in order to get rid of Spider-Man, but of course he ends up being stuck in it, and that's why he hates J. Jonah Jameson, and that's why he wants to kill him. So anyway, here we are sporting a new costume, another one worn by Ben Reilly. This is the Scarlet Spider costume. It was, I believe, debuted in the Web of Spider-Man at number 118. I have these written down. So this was the identity that Ben Reilly took on, and basically what this was that because there was already a Spider-Man, like the original Spider-Man, with the the original suit and everything, since he was already going around, he decided to kind of sport a different look, and this is very much a different look, going with a full body red costume and a torn up blue sweater. I actually really like this costume. But anyway, Scorpion isn't that big of a threat. He's just a bumbling idiot. He can actually wipe down your health pretty fast, but other than that, just throw him, punching him, kicking him, impact webbing, and throwing chairs at him will do the trick.
I don't know what you're trying to pull by saving my life, but it won't work.
Oh, you're just too clever for me, JJ.
There he is, officers! The man behind the Science Expo heist! Shoot him now! Shoot him!
JJ, you are out of the wheel. I mean it this time.
Hold it, Spider-Man. I don't want to believe that you pulled off the heist today, but I've got to make sure.
Daredevil, I haven't got time to explain.
Just tell me your side of it. I'll know if you're lying.
How am I supposed to know you're the real Daredevil?
What?
Listen, it's true. A Spider-Man made off with Octavius' new invention, but not the Spider-Man, not me. Somebody's framed me. Why? I don't know yet. And if New York's finest catch me, it may be too late.
Well, then you'd better get going. NYPD is coming fast.
That's it? You believe me?
I don't have to believe you. I know you aren't lying.
But how?
Let's just say you've got your superpowers, and I've got mine. I'll spread the word about your innocence. Not that it'll help with the cops. Good luck.
Yeah, since when have I had any? Uh-oh.
Holy crap! So now we have to run away from the cops there. Nice little cameo there by Daredevil, who I'm still waiting for a freaking Daredevil game. So now we are running away from the cops, and nice little introduction here to the symbiote costume. Everybody knows the symbiote costume. That seems to be everybody's favorite costume. Now this costume originally originated in the Amazing Spider-Man I think number 258. I have it written down. I mean, it originated in the Secret Wars, actually, but in the Spider-Man comics, it didn't originate until a little bit later. Now, this version of the costume, because it wouldn't make sense for him to wear it, is actually a costume that he made himself. So this isn't the alien costume. It's just a black suit, Spidey. But anyway, now we go into another section where we basically just climb up this tall building while we're getting shot at, as you guys see there. And now we're sporting yet another costume. This one is Spider-Man Unlimited. Now, this one is actually originated from the cartoon show that came out in 1999, so a year before this game came out. Now this costume rather, does have a very, very unique feature, as you guys can see there. I don't know if you guys can tell, but a very unique feature of this costume is that you can go invisible. Now obviously because of this, this type of section, this type of part in the level, it doesn't really affect it. But if you were to trigger this invisibility, the enemies, the ground enemies, they wouldn't see you, so they wouldn't. They can still attack you, but they won't notice that you're there. And now in this section right here, I like to believe that this is actually the Punisher who's shooting us. I don't know why. I just like to think that is because it's very symbolic of the first issue that the Punisher debuted in, the cover of the issue, where it just looks like, if I remember correctly, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's Spider-Man falling down and you have crosshairs, and I just died. Yeah, one-hit kill for those things, so you really have to be careful. Thankfully, though, I had just gotten to a checkpoint, so it's not all bad. And it gives me a chance to talk more about the costume and Punisher. So yeah, I like to think that this is the Punisher. Now, it's never really explicitly said that it is him, and actually I really doubt that it's him, but I like to think that it's him. Because this image here with the crosshairs really reminds me of the cover of the issue of when the Punisher first debuted. I don't know. I like to think that way. So anyway, yeah, this is the Spider-Man Unlimited costume. It originated from the television program that was released a year earlier in 1999. I'd actually never seen it, so I'm not very familiar with the show. But once you get all the way to the top, we go on to the next section of this this long chase. It's not all that long, honestly, but I think because the load times make it long. And now we are introduced to probably the best costume of the lot. This is Captain Universe Spider-Man. Now, Captain Universe is a little bit strange because Captain Universe isn't exact. It's sort of like an entity, sort of. Think of it as kind of like the Phoenix Force in a way, except this one's called the Uni Power, and Captain Universe is sort of like just like the name that people assume when the Uni Power is bestowed upon them. Pretty much anybody can be Captain Universe. Now this is just a version of the costume that Spider-Man wore when he became Captain Universe, and this is the best costume in the game because it's basically God mode. You can't get hurt, you have unlimited webbing, and yeah, the only way that you can really die is if you fall in like a pit or something. But other than that, you really can't die. And I think, if I remember correctly, you dish out double the damage, so even then you kill enemies twice as fast. So this is all kinds of awesome. I really do like the costume as well. I love the silver/white and the blue. Although it does have like this strange little mouthpiece that does still have like the webbing, motif going on, which I think is kind of strange. Other than that, cool costume. So anyway, guys, that's it for part 2 of Let's Play Spider-Man for the Sega Dreamcast. I will see you in part 3. See you guys later. Alright, peace out. As always, if you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to get more stuff from me. In the meantime, if you like my videos, be sure to find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Raptr, and Screwattack.com to see the other gaming-related content that I upload. Info is in the description. Who knows? Maybe you'll like my stuff. Maybe? Maybe?